Looks like we're live. All right. How's it going, everybody? All right. So how we doing? Purple A's podcast. I am your host, who bleeds purple and gold. Isaac here. So welcome to the birthday live stream. Hopefully, we'll get some people in here soon. Let's see. How do I send it? Okay, there we go. All right. Looks like I posted that just to make sure people get the word. All right. Uh, well, how you doing, y'all? Welcome everybody to the live stream. Hope you guys are having a tremendous day on this. It's definitely a beautiful day outside, y'all. So I am definitely having a good time, y'all. All right, so talk. Let's see. Where should I start? So where should I start? Okay. So to talk about GM and all that, the new GM that the Vikings are getting, I have two. I have two. I mean, two members of GM on my wish list the Vikings should get. For me though, I mean, I absolutely like this guy. I've never really I've heard of him a lot. Louis Riddick from ESPN. I've heard a lot of nothing but positive things from this guy. So, I mean, Vikings he's my top one, Louis Riddick from ESPN, and also from what I heard from another YouTuber, John Wolford. John Wolford is the other guy that I have for the Vikings GM. He's been with the LA Rams for quite some time. I think he wasn't the GM per se. I think he was assistant, I think, for that matter. So I mean, I would be fine with John Wolford from the LA Rams. He's won a Super Bowl with the Rams. He's made multiple. He's only had one season where they did not make the playoffs. Every other season, they made it to the playoffs with John Wolford. So, I mean, with the trade with Matthew Stafford and what they did to trade for Jared Goff, because he was not winning the Super Bowl. He was not winning with the Super Bowl, but as a matter of fact, other than that, I mean, heck, man. All right, we got Tatiana C. Thank you. Autumn Hayes, 27. Welcome. Sweet Raina, 26. Welcome. All right, looks like we got 13 people. So I think John Wolford, I would be happy to have John Wolford of the LA Rams. He would absolutely be fine with me. Because with Kyron Williams, what they did with the home run hit they had with Puka Nacua, I mean, their tight end room is solid. Their wide receiver room, I think they got Devontae Adams and all right, we got Friend with me, Kaka. All right, nice to see ya. Carter Swag Gaming. Okay, all right. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, so John, I would love for them to go after John Wolford. So how you guys doing today? Let me know how you guys are doing in the live stream, because it's not just me talking. We can talk about anything that you guys want to. It's not just about me, you know. Although it is my birthday, I will say that, but just let me know how you guys doing and what's up. So yeah. So So that's another one for like for John Wolford and all that. All right. We got Landerworth 15. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you for being here, my man. Osty man. Yo, happy birthday, big dog. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you very much. So yeah, I haven't live streamed in a long time, by the way. I deeply apologize for not live streaming, but I'm back. I'm gonna maybe try to live stream a little bit more, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna probably do this for like a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes at least for the live stream. But yeah, all right, Prince 222 and happy birthday, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So, all right. Thank you. Anyways, so John Wolford, Lewis Riddick. So those are my yes. Do you follow the Cubs for baseball? Yes, I do. I'm a I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. Yeah. Just I mean, it's kind of weird, you know, Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Cubs. It's kind of a weird mix, but I actually like the Cubs a lot just because the reason why I like the Chicago Cubs is because I liked Anthony Rizzo back in 2013. I absolutely liked this guy. Unfortunately, he wasn't for the team till like 2019, 2018. He wasn't he wasn't there. He wasn't a he wasn't a Cub for that long, but that's the reason why I'm a Cubs fan. But yeah, I really am looking forward to Cubs baseball. I don't know if you do Lander Worth, but yeah, Noob X151, happy birthday. Thank you for being here. Champ, you're the real champ. All right, yeah. But yeah, I've absolutely been I've been a diehard Cubs fan ever since then. I've But yeah, they did win the World Series in 2016 too. That was a lot of fun. The Joe Madden era. Well, actually, yeah, the Joe Madden era. That was fun. I'm looking forward for my Royals. Yeah, they seem like they have a solid team overall. Yeah, they have a solid team overall. Yeah. Okay. So you're a Royals fan. That's pretty good. Yeah, didn't they won the World Series in 2015, I think, against the Mets. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, can't say much about that, but yeah, a big year for you guys. All right. So yeah, I've right now I'm definitely looking forward to it too, man. With the what we traded with Alex Bregman for Kyle Tucker, third baseman. I absolutely like that. And they did get Shelby Miller, I just saw, but he's hurt right now. He's going to be on IR and not going to play till like a season. So I mean, a relief pitch he's a good relief pitcher for the Brewers, but it's just unfortunate he got hurt. But right now, I mean, the Cubs for right now are going to roll with him, which is not bad, honestly. So, yeah, anyways, we already got 5 likes. Can we get to 100? 100 subs on my birthday. Please sub if you haven't already. Go ahead. Let's get 100 subs. Would definitely be. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, which is okay by me, but it would be nice if we could get to it. Let's try. All right. So, okay. Hey Landerworth, quick question. Do you follow the Vikings or do you not? All right. All right, we got Vikings news today. Happy birthday, bro. Skull. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you for coming on Vikings news today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get to 100. All right. But yeah, I mean, so what are your guys' free agency wish list, I guess per se? Like for like a quarterback, any certain player you want? To me, a little. Some people in my family support them. Yeah. Mostly my dad's side, they support the Viking. They're big Vikings fans. That's how I became a fan of them because I grew around them, which is why I basically am where I am with the Vikings. But yeah, yep. Hey man. I mean, got to be careful though because sometimes Landerworth, if you're a new Vikings fan, I mean, if you support them a little, which is actually not terrible, so you don't feel too bad about a loss, but I would be careful if you're a Vikings fan, because sometimes when you believe in them, they will kick you square in the nuts all the time. So you got to be careful though. But yeah, but hey man, I don't mind new Vikings fans. But yeah, so for me, backup quarterback, I'm looking forward to maybe like a splash signing with like Mac Jones, Kyler Murray, those are like my two. Maybe a third one. I wouldn't mind maybe having a Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa doesn't sound that bad of a signing for the Vikings. I mean, but but I prefer Mac Jones because you remember he's been with the San Francisco 49ers with Kyle Shanahan, and it seems like every quarterback that's been as has been labeled a bust that's gone with the 49ers, it seems like they reignite their career and cause a spark to happen. That to me, that to me, where the Vikings can get him as a free agent, and you got Mac Jones, but it seems like they're gonna trade for him. So they will trade for Mac Jones, but we'll like see how it all goes with the Mac Jones if they're willing to trade him because it seems like the 49ers are not going to release. They haven't released him yet, but I feel like they're going to want to only trade. Maybe a third and fourth would be decent. Maybe if the Vikings could do that, I don't know. Later, it's going to be an interesting season for the Bills because they just hired Joe Brady as a head coach. Yep, I was shocked that they fired Sean McDermott because I really just don't think that it was really his fault that the Buffalo Bills fell to the Denver Broncos. I feel like he was the scapegoat, which really, yes, I mean, I understand maybe they haven't won or haven't went to the Super Bowl, but Sean McDermott's still a good coach in my opinion. I mean, Joe Brady, I mean, he's a good offensive play caller. I just have no idea how the Buffalo Bills are going to or what they're going to be like. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. With Joe Brady as the new Buffalo Bills head coach, we will see how that happened. I believe Cooks caught that. Oh, you mean the what are you talking about? Oh, the playoff game with the Bills and Broncos? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a it could go either way in my opinion. You could kind of see the ball. I mean, there's just not a good camera angle. I mean, I uh, to me, I just don't remember seeing James Cook catch the football. I just don't remember if the ball touched the ground. It was just, yeah, I mean, though, yes, that is true, but also, I mean, James, yes, though, I mean, the fumbles, I mean, I think the Bills turned the ball over 4 times. That's what costed them. But granted, though, I mean, the Buffalo Bills were still competitive. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Bills fans, though, honestly. If I'm being honest, I feel bad I feel bad for the Bills because they've gone through championship after championship after championship after championship, and they're not able to bring it home. It would be rough being a Bills fan, but also fun because at the very least, they're at least trying till the end, you know? So I can respect that out of the Buffalo Bills. So yeah, to me, reason I have no idea why. I guess they have a reason for firing Sean McDermott. I don't really know that, but yeah. But yeah, that was kind of a ticky-tack call, if I'm being honest. So yeah. But yeah, the Buffalo Bills, it's going to be interesting. I think they're going to still stick with Josh Allen, of course. They'll stick with Josh Allen. But the rest, but their coaching and how they are going to play, it's going to be interesting. So I don't know if Joe Brady's going to call the plays or if they're going to hire, well, I mean they're going to hire an OC regardless. All right, see ya. Gotta go. All right. Thank you for dropping by, Landerworth. Thank you very much for hopping by. But yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting with how their coaching is going to be, how it's gonna be. So I just don't know how Buffalo's gonna handle that. I expect though, but I will say this: I expect to still be the same Buffalo Bills, where they're just a competitive team because Sean Mc, who knows where Sean McDermott is gonna go? Who knows? Who knows where he will go as a head coach? Maybe he'll go coach a college team, or maybe he'll still be on the existing teams. I forgot. I don't know who still has a head coaching job. I think the well, I wouldn't say the Tennessee Titans. They already have Robert Saleh as their head coach. I'm trying to think of one who does not, where Sean McDermott could possibly land. I don't think it's the Bucks. No, it's not the Bucks. The Falcons already have Kevin Stefanski, which he got fired from Cleveland. Yeah, and the Cleveland Browns have Jesse. Well, I forgot who they had, Munter or something like that. The Baltimore Ravens already have a head coach. I think the Steelers, I think they have a head coach. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. The only one that I can really wait, no, the Raiders, they have Clint Kubiak. I can't really tell you what I think. I'm honestly surprised the Jets haven't fired their head coach Aaron Glenn, who was previously the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions. I'm surprised he's still here in New York, in New Jersey. To be honest with you, I'm surprised with that. I really don't think Sean McDermott has, because now thinking it through, I don't think there's a job for. Well, actually, I think the Arizona Cardinals job is still open. At least I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just correct me if I'm wrong. But I have no idea where Sean McDermott's going, honestly. I just I just have no idea. But yeah, only time will tell. Maybe I think he might go to a college team or I don't know if he's a I think he might be a defensive coordinator or maybe assistant head coach somewhere else. Who knows? But yeah, I feel like Sean McDermott deserves a head coaching job, man. Man, if it man, it would really make my birthday if the Vikings fired Kevin O'Connell and replaced Sean McDermott. Bro, that would be awesome. Cause they would be a competitive team. They would consistently make the playoffs. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind Sean McDermott if I'm being honest with you. That would be awesome, but as a Vikings fan, I can only dream, can't I? So yeah. Um but yeah. Well, for as far as like Vik no, for this reason, I think though Mac Jones could be an interesting pick from the 49ers, but like I said, the 49ers are not willing to give away Mac Jones for free. I think though that they're willing for Mac Jones, they're willing to trade him for a third or fourth round pick. I think they're I think they want to get some picks out of that from any team that wants Mac Jones as a backup or as a starter. Who knows what I mean, I don't know what Mac Jones or what the 49ers are going to do, to be honest with you, but so right now, for Tua Tagovailoa, I mean, I don't think he's that bad of a backup if we're being honest. Tua Tagovailoa from the Dolphins, he has not really succeeded in like cold weather conditions. That's what he's known to do, or that's what they say. But Tua Tagovailoa, I maybe I don't know. He's an honor. He's probably the the third guy that I would call up. Maybe second would be Kyler Murray. But the only issue is that the Cardinals would have to sacrifice a lot of cap. That means they have to eat cap hit after cap hit after cap hit for Kyler Murray. I mean, but the thing that he brings to the table, I mean, we've always known ever since the post Kirk Cousins era where we'd see guys getting outside the pocket running. Kyler Murray is known for that. But it just seems like, though, I mean, maybe the Vikings would reignite his career, Kyler Murray, but we'll just see how it goes. I mean, I just I don't know about him really specifically. Okay, so right now, I think though Kirk Cousins, who's on basically free agency, the Falcons let him go. So I would say maybe I mean if there are no other like options for the Vikings, like the names that I just mentioned, I say maybe sign him. As crazy as I sound, I really don't want him, but I mean, I don't think that would be too bad of a backup option for JJ McCarthy or maybe competition. Competition, basically. I shouldn't say backup. I should say competition, as if because JJ McCarthy's job is on the line, as well as Chaos Kevin O'Connell. You know how I feel about that. But um I would I mean, to be open with that, maybe with like a minimum. Hopefully he doesn't ask for like 40 million, but I mean already knows KOC's play style, and he can play with he can play when Kevin O'Connell calls 40 passes a game, like I know he likes to do. He does do that, but the only gripe I have is during big games, he always craps the bed every game, which I've seen him for 6.5 years at least, I would say. 6.5 years. Yes, 6.5 years is when I saw Kirk Cousins. So I mean he can definitely win. He can lead when he wants to. But we'll just see how it all plays out, and if the Vikings are willing to do that, or if it just depends on what they want, of course. But I mean, as far as like non-quarterbacks for free agency, I'm looking at maybe a running back. I don't know if they want to replace Aaron Jones. I don't know if they want to. Maybe if they, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they kept him for another year. Obviously, they got to keep Jordan Mason. I like this guy. Keep him on the team. But I would like for Jordan Mason to get the majority of the snaps over Aaron Jones just because Jordan Mason is younger compared to Aaron Jones, and it feels like he has more bulldoze. He can bulldoze guys more often. That's what I think. So that's what I think about that. But right now, yeah, I would go with. I mean, if the Vikings wanted to go after running back, if they wanted to replace Aaron Jones, maybe if Brees Hall maybe is available from the Jets, I would give them a call. Maybe I don't know if the Seahawks are intending to release Kenneth Walker either. I don't know if that's their intention, but if they're I would be shocked if the Seahawks released Kenneth Walker, but if the Vikings are willing to replace him, you know what? Hey man, go for it. I would say heck yeah, man, go for it. So Kenneth Walker, maybe Brees Hall. I don't know if there are any wide receivers. If the Vikings are, but I would maybe go after in the either the running back in the draft or free agency. Really, there's only two options I have free agency is Brees Hall because he's still young and maybe Kenneth Walker. That's really about it. That's all that I have right now, but that is if KOC adjusts. That is if, which which doesn't mean that just because Brees Hall's on there or Kenneth Walker doesn't mean they're they're gonna be good all the time. Just saying. So, tight ends, that's definitely something they need. They need like I don't really think getting free agency tight ends is gonna work as far as I'm concerned. So, per se, if the Vikings, I would say they need to copy what the Raiders have, like what they have in Brock Bowers, what the Raiders did in the draft there. Absolutely like that guy. I like Brock Bowers from the Raiders, man. I mean, I'm not a Raiders fan by any means, but hey, man, if the Vikings could pick up something like in the first round, I don't. I'll have to look. I have, and yes, I haven't looked at the draft prospects and see who's like available, who the Vikings have, or what the Vikings could potentially get at the 18th if the Vikings were to stay. I'll have to look into tight ends and see what the Vikings and see what they have. Need a new center also. Ryan Kelly, I don't I don't know if the Vikings do replace him because he's definitely Mr. Concussion. He's got a case of that. He's had not one but two concussions in a season. That is brutal. I will admit that's completely brutal to just have two concussions in a season. No. The only person I think that is Mr. Concussion is Tua Tagovailoa. He's had a history of that too in his rookie season, and I think in his second or third year that he's had a concussion. It's terrible, man. So yeah, I mean, as much as I praised Quasey for getting Ryan Kelly, I would release him just because you just can't rely on him if anything. Maybe you move Blake Brandel at center, keep doing what you're doing with him there cuz it seemed like it was working for one game and then for like a couple more games and then for like another game he was bad and then for another game he was good again. I don't know. I would say maybe go with that. But I don't. If the Vikings wanted to go after center, that's fine by me too. So yeah, I would. So I would replace center. I would keep everybody else. Maybe if Brian O'Neill is, if Brian O'Neill is not a free agent, maybe you can keep him. Christian Darrisaw, Donovan Jackson, they can all stay. But the wide receiver position, I don't know, really? Question mark. Maybe the wide receiver position is okay. Maybe it was just a blip of a year for them, but they've had a history of drops. Like even Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor. I mean, Jordan Addison, I don't really know if the Vikings even keep him just because of his behavior off the field. He's had a history of that. It's been an issue for such a long time. So I don't know if you keep him, replace him in the draft. If you go with wide receiver, go for a wide receiver too. Maybe Jalen Naylor could be a good wide receiver too. Because I felt like 2025 was his best season. Last season was his best. In 2025, that was the best season that he's ever had as a Viking, if we're being honest. So I would go with, I don't know who the Vikings go with, really. Who's maybe Tyreek Hill. I don't really know about Tyreek Hill because because I've seen on the news the Dolphins just released him, but believe me, I just don't really know if the Vikings should get Tyreek Hill. Yes, he has speed and he can catch the football with ease and break open those 20 or 30-yard bombs. But but it seems like he also kind of has a history of getting in trouble too. Like a diva receiver, if you will. And and I mean that injury with the Miami Dolphins was terrible. When the Dolphins played the Jets on Monday night, oh, that injury was so bad. But yeah, um, if I'm not mistaken, though, the Vikings they need to go after. If the Vikings wanted to, I would be fine with it. Maybe free agency. I don't know who would be available, who the Vikings could get. I'll definitely look into that, definitely. But I just haven't looked to it. I've just been looking forward to Cubs baseball as of right now. That's all I've been looking forward to at this very moment. But what do you do? So as far as like defense wise, I don't really know. I mean, well, I actually that's a lie. I actually know what to do. You cut Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen. You do not bring them back next year because Last season, they have been booty. Seriously, they have been terrible at their position. So I would replace Jonathan Grenard, Jonathan Allen, have Jalen Redmond be the starter, and then get another defensive tackle either in draft or if you can find one in free agency. Does not matter as long as those two are out because I barely hear their names or even make a play. They're basically like ghosts on the field. I mean, Javon Hargrave has what, like 2 or 3 sacks, and Jonathan Allen has 0. So both those free agents have a combined total of 3 whole sacks. And Jalen Redmond, who's had lesser snaps, has more sacks and more TFLs and more pressures up front. What does that say? So I would say cut those two, release them, and get them in free agency if they want. Go ahead and do that. Don't even think twice, just get rid of them. As far as like edge rushers, I'm good with Andrew Van Ginkel staying. I mean, you keep AVG, but the one thing I don't want them to keep, defensive tackles, well, maybe Jonathan Grenard can maybe stay. I think Jonathan Grenard, maybe he stays. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe you get another edge rusher and replace that with Dallas Turner, who's been balling. Have Dallas Turner starting. Get rid of Jonathan Grenard. Have Dallas Turner in there. Simple. And the secondary, I mean, the linebackers are fine, but you'll need something to replace Harrison Smith. Josh Metellus, I'd give him another year just because he hasn't really made many plays. He had an off seat. He was a bit off in this season. Maybe a bit off is maybe being a little generous. So I say get another safety. Maybe Theo Jackson. I mean, I wouldn't mind starting Theo Jackson. You either get a safety or you start Theo Jackson. But you also need, well, actually, you know what? That's a lie. Actually, you need someone. You need depth at the safety position. Because Theo Jackson, I feel like he should be a starter alongside Josh Metellus. But you need also you need a depth piece at safety. The cornerback position, I think you cut Byron Murphy Jr. and Isaiah. Byron Murphy Jr., I mean, he hasn't really made very much plays, really. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind cutting him because, okay, it's another thing if they're not getting after the quarterback as much, but also if you don't have very many plays in the secondary, if they're not turning the ball over. So I think that is a position that is definitely important, and the Vikings desperately need to do. Definitely have to. So straight up, secondary, I wouldn't release Jeff Okuda. He has done nothing. He's done nothing but get burnt to a crisp. Isaiah Rodgers, he's either like really good, like one game, like the Bengals game, where he had 2 touchdowns, defensive touchdowns, and had 3 total turnovers on his own, alone in the second quarter. He's either really good or he's really bad or he doesn't show up. I mean, he hasn't really made very much play. So, I mean, maybe the Vikings give him another year or maybe they cut him. I wouldn't mind either way. But they definitely need some secondary. Oh yeah, I also forgot. They also need to replace CJ Ham. They need something to replace CJ Ham. That's just my personal opinion. If they replace CJ Ham because he retired, so you need a fullback. I don't know who's it. Again, I have no idea who's all available. Again, if you're watching this, yeah, I it would definitely be something though if the Vikings, but they need to replace they need a fullback, or maybe it's a running back in the group, or maybe there's a backup, a practice squad fullback that they already have in the Vikings organization already as it is. Either way, you need to replace CJ Ham. So basically, you need a backup quarterback, maybe a running back, a wide receiver would be nice, a tight end, center. You need to get rid of the defensive tackles and replace one of them, and have them start. Have Jalen Redmond start. You need secondary. You need a safety, and you need cornerbacks. And then watch out. You basically have a good football team. You need to basically mock what the Seattle Seahawks have. Sure, Sam Darnold is an okay quarterback, and that goes the same with JJ McCarthy, because you basically have an okay you have an okay quarterback in JJ McCarthy as far as I'm concerned. But I'd say you need to build what the Seahawks have built, because boy, oh boy, their offensive line, yeah, it's whatever. It's okay at best. The Seahawks, and what I've seen in the Super Bowl, the offensive line was okay. The running back, though, is sensational. And Kenneth Walker, he had the game of his life there. And I think he won the MVP, too, on top of that. So you already got running backs. You got Jordan Mason, who can do exactly what Kenneth Walker can do. And they also got good wide receivers that will help Sam Darnold win. Jackson, JSN, Cooper Kupp. Yeah. They got some really good. The Seahawks, they have secondary. The secondary is elite, especially Witherspoon. The defensive tackle, Leonard Williams. This dude is a beast. And the linebackers that they have, yeah, the whole defense is elite. And we don't even have to worry about kicker, because the Vikings already have one in Will Reichard. Imagine. Yeah, Will Reichard. The dude's elite. And I think though, and once you get those players, the only thing you need to do is KOC needs to figure it out himself, because if Kevin O'Connell, because Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl, was he great? No. He was what, 19 of he only had 50% complete percentage in the Super Bowl. But he helped. But guess what Clint Kubiak did? He helped elevate Sam Darnold, and he catered to what was working. Running the football with Kenneth Walker helped them massively, and boy, did they work. What, they got over 100 yards rushing. Kenneth Walker went all the way off on the Patriots defense. And it's not just the defense, it's just the offense. The Seahawks did enough to win against the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and 22 points was enough. Now, the 29 points, the 7 points, was off of a picks, I think a fumble recovery for 6 by the Seahawks to basically put the game away. And scoring 12 points was all they needed to basically get ahead of the Patriots before the Patriots realized it was too late. And that they forced 3 turnovers, and the Seahawks 0 turnovers. So that this is on Kevin O'Connell, the head coach now. The pressure's on. I hope he adjusts and says, "What am I doing? This is not good enough. I need to be better at play calling. I need to be better." Straight up. I think KOC can be a good coach when he does that. And then maybe we'll start talking about like extensions, or maybe if he can stay. He's already signed one already. But if you can't win a playoff game or make it to the NFC, actually, if you can't make it to the NFC championships or win a playoff game, then you know what? It's time to be done with KOC. It's time to be done and hire somebody else. I'm you're basically done, because it's not gonna happen. I don't believe it's gonna happen, but I would love to be wrong, obviously. So there's that. I would say if KOC can't do it with JJ McCarthy, because the Seahawks did it with Sam Darnold. If you can't do it with JJ McCarthy and with the weapon and with this season, it's your job's on the line, buddy. So I hope KOC knows that as of right now. But yeah. I think that's basically about it. Looks like we're 46 minutes in the live stream. I would say, yeah, not bad. Yeah, so I think, yeah, we're going to end it here. I'm going to hang out with family and celebrate. So thank you guys. So I just wanted to say thank you guys very much. Even if I didn't hit even if I don't know if I hit 100 subs, I'll have to check, but I want to thank you guys so much for all the happy birthday wishes, all that good stuff. I want to thank you all very much for this. Hopefully, I will maybe try to live stream. I don't know when that will be, but I hope to do it so I can interact with you all. I definitely do miss doing this, man. All right, so thank you guys so much for entering the live stream. I'll do a video Friday maybe talking about the backup quarterback. If you didn't see the live stream, I'll make a video about who the Vikings should go after in free agency. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys very much. You guys are awesome. Skull Vikings.